Welcome to StudyIQ's news analysis with me Kinkini Mukherjee. আজকে আমরা দেখব হচ্ছে WBCS oriented একটা particular news and sitter against what are the type of questions you may get in your preliminary, mains or the interview level. এই যে particular news analysis section সেটার under আমরা different news we will take up every week and we will try to see not only the news and current affair but also the static GK. অনেক সময় কি হয় even though we are versed with the news but আমরা static GK এর পাঁচটা মিস করে যাই তার জন্য অনেক প্রশ্ন কিন্তু আমরা উত্তর দিতে পারি না। So this is the main aim of this particular series. So আজকে আমরা দেখছি হচ্ছে with respect to Mamata Cabinet's decision to set up 5 more fast track POCSO courts in Bengal state. So basically POCSO key and what are fast track courts, why it is necessary, all these things we will see. So let's decode it. What is basically POCSO? So এটা তোমাদের প্রশ্নে আসতে পারে POCSO and তার full form, yes, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. এই particular actটা কোন বছর এসছে 2012 সালে 14th November 2012. Easy way to remember, 14 November is Children's Day and on that day only this came. This is under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. এই যে particular act, এটা যে working, এটা যে supervision, that is done by the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, which is also under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Third thing হচ্ছে এই যে particular act we are talking about, এখানে child যখন আমরা বলছি, child is gender neutral, মানে কোনো particular gender oriented নয়, and this is still 18 years of age, 18 বছর বয়স পর্যন্ত। কে রিপোর্ট করতে পারে crime? Anybody can report. Child can report, yes. His or her parents, yes. Or any other outsider, yes. And also it is mandatory যে কেউ যদি জানতে পারে একটা particular crime against a children is getting done, it is mandatory that it is reported. কিভাবে রিপোর্ট করবে? নিয়ারেস্ট থানায় গিয়ে করতে পারে। Also it can be reported online through the e-POCSO portal. Another thing you have to understand, report যখন আমরা বলছি, there is no time limit for reporting. Okay, there is no particular time limit for reporting. একটা বাচ্চা অ্যাডাল্টহুডে গিয়েও কিন্তু তার সাথে যে ক্রাইম হয়েছে ছোটবেলায় সেটা কিন্তু রিপোর্ট করতে পারে। ওকে, ফোর্থ থিং হচ্ছে এই পার্টিকুলার যে অ্যাক্ট এটা 2019 সালে অ্যামেন্ড করা হয়েছিল and death penalty also became one of the provision. ওকে, সো এটার আন্ডার এ ডিফারেন্ট ক্লাসিফিকেশন অফ ক্রাইম আছে, যেরকম ধরো pornography is one of the crime under it. Also we have sexual offenses like the sexual harassment, then we have aggravated sexual assault, we have sexual assault, all these things. Okay, so এটার আন্ডারে ডিফারেন্ট ক্রাইমের জন্য ডিফারেন্ট সাজা আছে and অন্যান্য যে ক্রাইম আমরা দেখি with respect to adults, the norms here are more stringent. Our punishment is more vigor. Why? Because this is with respect to children. So to trial the cases under it, what is important that justice is delivered fast. Joldi justice is delivered. So what we can do, we can come up with fast track courts and that has been done. So the Ministry of Law and Justice has come up with fast track courts to try cases under POCSO. Okay, so let's move to the second part. So we have understood কি প্রশ্ন পেতে পারো, এটার ফুল ফর্ম পেতে পারো, you can get the year of implementation 2012. ফাস্ট ট্র্যাক কোর্ট কোন বছর এসছে 2018 থেকে ইমপ্লিমেন্ট হয়েছে ফাস্ট ট্র্যাক কোর্ট, বাট the act has come from 2012. So what are the fast track courts under it? Basically these are special courts to try the crimes meted out to children against the provision of POCSO Act. Now speed is one thing which we have talked about, and the Ministry of Law and Justice is basically the main ministry to put this fast track courts along with the states. So this is a central sponsored scheme. So when we say central sponsored, we have to understand that what is the difference with respect to central sector scheme. So what is the difference of central sponsored and central sector? Let's understand. Central sponsored হচ্ছে 60:40 is the ratio of fund. That is, center will give 60% fund and states would give 40% fund. But in case the state is a northeastern state, hilly terranean state, or it is a bordering state, international borders, তখন center will give 90% and state would give 10%. In case it is an union territory, center 100% দেবে. But when it is a central sector scheme, totally 100% of the fund would be given by center, be it in state or union territory. তো এখানে যখন আমরা central sponsored বলছি, both the center and the state would give the fund, mostly in the ratio of 60:40 if it is not a northeastern state or a bordering state. Okay, so these are the provisions we should know. Then who are the members of this particular fast track court? প্রথম হচ্ছে একজন জুডিশিয়াল অফিসার থাকবেন, জুডিশিয়াল মেম্বার, জুডিশিয়াল অফিসার, সেশনস জাজ, ম্যাজিস্ট্রেট ইজ দেয়ার, and 7 staff members will be there, right? So 7 staff মেম্বারদের মধ্যে চিলড্রেন সাইকোলজি এক্সপার্ট থাকবেন, এরকম কেউ থাকবেন যে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ব্যারিয়ার, if there is a language barrier that can be broken, like the children we are talking about may not be able to express them in the language we want them to, so there should be somebody who can translate. Also there should be provision যে ওখানে তোমার children friendly environment should be there, psychologically this should not create a trauma when the child is giving the statement, testimonial যখন দিচ্ছে. Other provision of food, water, all these things should be there, as well as ওখানে children এর trusted যে guardian parent তার allow করার জন্য সেখানেও কিছু provisions থাকবে. So these are the structure of the court. Now what are the status of the court we need to know. What are the things with respect to the status? So India তে কটা functional তোমার fast track courts with respect to POCSO Act আছে? 757. Apart from that, we also have 411, 411 exclusive e-POCSO functional. What do we mean by e-POCSO? Electronic POCSO. So if somebody is unable to go to the nearest police station, e-POCSO তেও কিন্তু report করতে পারে. As I said, reporting is mandatory if somebody comes to know about a child being harassed sexually. Then what we need to know, what is the rate of disposal of cases? So as of yet 2018 থেকে fast track courts under POCSO has coming to being 2,14,000টা কেস ডিসপোজ করা হয়েছে, which is a very good number, and approximately 50% of the cases has been disposed, and this is a speedy example of a speedy trial. So 2018 থেকে the courts are functional. Data, as per the data we have, West Bengal we have 62 functional courts under POCSO provision, and the government is wanting to increase it to 67, that is 5 more courts. So these are the things you should know. A particular je facts egulo tomar mains answer writing optional o tumi use korte paro, as well as this can also be asked that how many number of courts are in West Bengal, and after it increases how many is there. Okay, so these all things can be also asked. Kon bochor theke POCSO fast track courts are working? It is the 2018 year, right? So these are the things you need to know, and please revise it. For any doubts and other suggestions, you can definitely mail me at my email address kinkini.mukherjee@studiiq.com, and for better information MCQs you can log into my Telegram channel, which is t.me/kinkiniupsc. So thank you. These are the informations I had to give.